What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. You know, we talk about trades all the time. You know, trades can happen at any point in time, especially in the off seasons when you see the biggest splashes happen in that area. Now, reading some sites and things like that based upon, you know, what the Clippers are looking into as well. Two trades that are very possible and that are considerable that the Clippers, I would say, are considering is basically we got the Utah Jazz. So it would be Marcus Morris sent to Utah for Jordan Clarkson. And then another trade that they're putting out there in regards to, you know, making a move in the offseason is letting Zubac go to Orlando and get Terrence Ross for him. Now, me personally, I don't like the Zubac for Terrence Ross specifically. I think the Clippers still can use size. I understand small ball is what a lot of teams are doing now, but I think what makes the Clippers unique is that they have enough clientele to play small ball with the lengthy forwards that they have in Kawhi, PG. You know, you got Marcus Morris, you know, you got Nicholas Batum and Robert Covington, and they also got size with Zubac and Hartenstein as well. So, I mean, you know, it's like the Clippers, what makes them a dangerous team to me is because they're interchangeable. They can play both ways. They can go big, you know, with Zubac in there and Hartenstein. And sometimes, like I said, they could play small ball with all the wings that they have. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, I really wouldn't like the Zubac for the Terrence Ross trade, even though there would be value there. I'm not saying it wouldn't be no value because Terrence Ross is a pretty decent piece. But at the same time, I don't think they should give away I don't think they should go completely small ball like that. I think they still should keep, you know, their identity in regards to being able to go big or small, you know, and because like I said, they're a very versatile team. And I think that's what makes them more unique than any other team in the NBA right now. So I don't feel like they should take away one of their strengths. I feel like they should just add to it. Now, as far as the Marcus Morris for Jordan Clarkson, I would be 100% for that. I've always liked Jordan Clarkson. I've always liked his upside. I know he's not the most high IQ basketball player, but he is a bucket ready to happen. I mean, he can come in there and drop 40 points at any point in time. I mean, he's just that talented coming off the bench. He reminds me of like a Jason Terry or Ginobili back in the day. Maybe not gameplay wise, but in regards to how they used to score and how he used to come off the bench. Or he kind of reminds me of, to be a little bit more relevant in Clipper Nation, he kind of reminds me of a Lou Williams. Lou Williams comes off the bench and give you big numbers in his prime, and he would come off the bench and really make an impact every time he was in the game. And Lou Williams, one point, of course, was a big part of the offense. So to me, if they made that trade, that would be a good trade to me, the Marcus Morris for Jordan Clarkson. I think Jordan Clarkson, like I said, he's younger. He's more energetic, and like I said, he's more. I would say he's more consistent in regards to scoring, because you know what you're going to get out of Jordan Clarkson every night when he plays. When he steps on the floor, he's going to put up some numbers. Now, I'll admit sometimes he gets a little, you know, trigger happy with the jumper. You know what I'm saying? He goes a little crazy with it. But at the same time, being under somebody like Ty Lue would utilize him to perfection, because Ty Lue would put him in position to play not only his style, but imprint his style in the way the Clippers play and make him effective while he's on the floor. And having somebody like him, when he's on, the nights that he's really on, that gives Kawhi and PG a lot of rest, because he can go out there and drop 30, 40 off the bench like he's done in previous years at times and be a really huge factor on offense. And like I said, it gives the other starters time to rest, because if he can hold down the offense and let Kawhi and PG rest, well, that's less likely chance of injuries. That's the problem with a lot of players in the league. They have to expend so much energy on both ends of the floor, trying to score and keep up and play so many games and so many minutes. It really takes away their energy, and fatigue can cause injuries at any point in time. We know that. So like I said, I definitely think that would be a good, you know, trade if you look at it from that standpoint. I mean, besides, in regards to Marcus Morris, I mean, hey, you know, for the Clippers, he served his purpose somewhat, but I mean, the non-consistency really just didn't it really just doesn't fit for the Clippers because they need him to be more implemented in the offense, and it just seems as though like, you know, that's just not going to happen with him because, like I said, at one point he was the number 3 leading scorer on the team. He was the 3rd guy on the team, and Reggie Jackson pretty much, you know, swooped that right up from him because Reggie Jackson just kind of took over that role and never gave it back. So it's like what they're paying Marcus Morris for his $65 million contract, you're getting that out of a player in Reggie Jackson making $22 million. So in their mind, what is the point? And now that they add Robert Covington, as I said, with Norman Powell, it's almost like really Marcus Morris is almost, like I said in my previous video, he's more expendable than any other player on that team based upon what they have now and based upon the production they're getting out of Reggie Jackson, which they probably didn't think they was going to get that when they acquired him. So, I mean, when you look at that from that standpoint, you have to look at this team and say, hey, those are at least one of those trades can serve some value. Now, like I said, well, actually both of them can, because like I said, Terrence Ross can serve some value for the Clippers just by the way he plays, and he plays hard on both ends of the floor, and he's a very underrated like defender. He's not a great defender, but he has made some good defensive plays, and like I said, when he guesses on defense, a lot of times he will guess right, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta give Terrence Ross that, and plus, you know, he's another leaper, he's another wing who is athletic and who can actually, you know, stretch the floor a little bit more. He can knock down a 3 pretty good. Over the years, his 3-pointer has gotten better than what it did when he first started in the league. I believe he started somewhere in Toronto or somewhere like that. But at the same time, like I said, he would be a valuable piece too. I just wouldn't get rid of Zubac for him because you're taking away from your versatility, because you got wings on the floor who can stretch the floor and play position 1 through 5, but you also got a big man in Zubac who is a 5, and when his head is on straight, he has had some big nights. And like I said, he's one of the young guys there that they really see a lot of potential in, and Lawrence Frank really wants Zubac to get developed a little bit more and implemented more in the offense and be more of a focal point, because like I said, he gives the Clippers a different dynamic, because the Clippers can go small, they can play small ball if they want to, because they're small ball. I mean, they got wing players that other teams just don't have. The length, the movability, and the way they can play on both ends of the floor would make them so dangerous. So, I mean, I definitely, you know what I'm saying, would look into, you know, one of these situations. Like I said, I still wouldn't get rid of Zubac for Terrence Ross. I mean, I would keep Zubac there, me personally, but I can definitely see why anybody else would look at it from a different aspect. So I respect that, but I definitely would look into that Jordan Clarkson for Marcus Morris, because like I said, Jordan Clarkson doesn't have the defense Marcus Morris has, but Marcus Morris doesn't have the offense that he has. The Clippers got enough defense. I mean, you look at Kawhi, PG, Nicholas Batum, Robert Covington, Norman Powell. I mean, Zubac can block a couple shots here and there at times. I mean, the defense is there, and then Terrence Mann plays defense. I mean, this is what I'm saying. This team has got defense. They don't need to add no more of that. I mean, if they're going to add defense, they need to be adding another big man to their roster and getting some defense rather than wing players, because they got plenty of those, and they got plenty of versatility in regards to their players rotating position 1 through 5 defending. So it's like they don't really need more of that. They can always use a little bit more scoring, especially from a combo guard like Jordan Clarkson, who can come in there and take a lot of pressure off Kawhi and PG. I mean, Jordan Clarkson can come in there, and like I said, I've seen him drop 40 plus points in a game before, and Donovan Mitchell basically took off the third quarter and damn near the second half of some games when they were the number 1 seed a couple years ago. So Jordan Clarkson got it in him to play that to that type of caliber basketball. So the Clippers definitely need to look into that. I definitely would like that trade the most. Like I said, there's some other trades and opportunities out there for the Clippers, but I definitely like Jordan Clarkson. And like I said, you know, his IQ is not the highest, but working with Ty Lue and being around Kawhi Leonard, trust me, his IQ, it'll get up there a little bit more than what it is now. And I guarantee he would thrive in a situation with the Clippers, simply because he would have the freedom that he wants, but he also be playing for a team who's really a contender, and a team who actually knocked his team off without Kawhi Leonard, and he'd be in a situation where he'd be able to flourish and get him a championship, and then the sky's the limit for him. And then maybe you could look at that as another added piece to their future in regards to Jordan Clarkson being there with the rest of the guys that are there. And like I said, maybe it'd be a multiple championship situation, possibly. But hey, that's my take on everything. You leave any comments in the comment section as always. And hey, check out my other videos. And hey, Khaliis out.